Welcome, everybody, to Sasha and Goff live recorded. I'm Sasha.
And I'm Goff.
And we are back this week on the Google Meets to talk about our favorite and least favorite TV episodes. That's right, TV episodes. And now this is a very vast topic, which I believe vast means big.
It does mean big, huge.
And so we're going to do a couple different things. We're going to do a comedy top episodes. We're going to do a drama / other top episodes, and then we're going to do our least 3 favorite episodes of whatever, and who knows, we may change the rules as we go along the way. I'm here with my dear friend Goff. He's been painting his house, and how did it go?
Yeah, Joni on Saturday morning, she was running a couple errands, texted me at like 9 a.m. She's like, hey, remember we were talking about painting the house? You want to do that today? I was like,
wow.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it was actually something I really wanted to do. It was just convincing her. The only problem, I mean, not the only problem, and it's not like a huge problem, but our house was previously like a milk chocolate brown, but faded. So kind of ugly, but well kept at least. We hated the color though. However, it matched the bricks and also the roof, the shingles. So that's what we were kind of working with here. So we went with another brown, but it's like a much darker one. So it is like we went to dark chocolate, but I think it looks really good. And there wasn't a ton to do because we got like some cedar in the front. So all told, it took me probably like 8 hours to paint all that. Without
It
like
looks
all the
good.
prep work and all that shit.
I thought you were talking about
Thank
like
you.
the inside of your house or something, or maybe a basement or whatever. Because the one time I went to your house, I just noticed how bad the inside was completely. It was a disaster.
It is. It's very gray. It's we do got to get rid of that. But
I'm kidding. I didn't mention. I didn't notice your walls at all. But when you sent me the picture and it was the outside of your house, I was like, that's even crazier to me. That in one day you're just like, yeah, we'll do it, and then you did it, and it looks great. Great work. I don't like to compliment you, but it does look very nice. So.
Well, I'll take it. I'll take it, buddy.
And I'm complimenting you so that you'll help me paint my house in the future.
Well,
you know?
That's the good news here, bud, because look at, I've got a lot of extra paint here.
Ooh.
So I bought 5 gallons of paint. You know how many gallons I used to paint my house? 1.
Are you serious?
Just over 1. Yeah. And I do a lot of painting, and I should have known how to gauge this. I thought it was going to take a lot more to cover, but since it was brown, essentially covering brown, it wasn't that bad. And we just bought really expensive exterior paint, so it just covered really well. It's a lot thicker. And I was like, yeah, I'm telling Joni, it's like, well, you know what? Hey, moving forward, we've got extra if we need it. So anyone listening, 2 or 3 of you, I don't know if you need to paint your house. I've got plenty of paint. It is only exterior paint, but no, it sucks. You can't return it. So Joni was like, maybe you could sell it on OfferUp. And I was like, that's a damn good idea. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Unless anyone needs it.
If you would have asked me how much paint is needed to paint the outside of your house, I would have guessed 50 gallons.
Wow.
I have no clue what paint coverage means.
Paint covers, man. It's I'm learning that a lot more. Like, I'm not saying I'm a good painter, but I'm like a good enough painter. But this time, I just totally screwed the pooch. So we spent like an extra $200 on paint.
Very nice.
So at least we have it though.
Yeah. Last week we did our episode on last meals, favorite last meals, and this was a very hot topic all over the place. I mean, people were mostly freaking out about your chicken situation.
Yeah, I got some text messages about that too.
Yeah, we got some emails, some YouTube comments. I got a letter. It was just if Goff needs help. Yeah, the consensus is you need some therapy to figure out your poliophobia, as Useless Dave called it.
Poliophobia, I like that. That's good.
Yeah. So, and besides that, people were talking about everything. The bear was my favorite YouTube commenter this week. It kind of felt like he was listening to the episode and just type reacting to all the food stuff, which is great. Thanks to the bear. But yeah, and then we were also talking last week about how you're gonna shave my back on the next week's episode. And our dear friend Shugs said that he tapes a beard trimmer to a stick or something.
That's fucking hardcore.
That is
That's
incredible.
amazing. Yeah,
That is
that's like
incredible.
precise, like the accuracy, or is it just like you're like, well, I got like 70% of it. That's good enough. I'm sorry, not trying to brag, and this is a weird thing, brag. I have like no back hair. It's wonderful. Like I was looking at that the other day. I was actually like doing the in the mirror, like the butt pose, but it's just like no back hair.
Dude, I am a werewolf on the back, and I am from here on up, I'm a baby's bottom or whatever. It's horrible. Chuck Norris died. How about that?
Yeah.
What do you think about that? You were a big anti Chuck Norris guy for as long as I can remember, and now you got your wish here. So
wow, that's not true. No, I mean like Chuck Norris. Like in the end, it's like another Hulk Hogan situation where it's like, all right, this guy's kind of nuts. But no, I mean like the memes were great, but like in all honesty, and I don't mean to talk like ill or anything, but like Chuck Norris was never like my favorite. Like I don't sidekicks. The one with Jonathan Brandis.
oh yeah,
I remember that one, and I know he's in like Dodgeball, and he's got all those movies. And Shug, no, if Shug's dad was in like a movie or two with Chuck Norris. This is a true story. But anyway, so yeah, I'm not talking shit or anything, but he just was never my guy. My grandpa, God rest his soul, was a huge Walker Texas Ranger fan, and when the White Sox won the World Series, that happened the same night that the series finale for Walker Texas Ranger was on, and they cut to the Sox celebration. And my grandparents were so upset. They called ABC or NBC or whatever. They were like probably like one of thousands of people who were complaining about that, but they ended up showing it like the next night. So anyway, yeah, sorry.
No, and that's crazy because the White Sox were playing Houston, but I mean in Texas.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, good call.
So a lot of people were probably torn that day. I'm with you. I wasn't a big Chuck Norris like in a movie fan. I consider him more of just like a like pop culture icon or whatever, because he's got the jokes, he's got all that stuff, and he's pretty cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. I heard he like climbed a mountain and then died at the top of the mountain or something. Like legitimately. I don't know if that's true or not, but it doesn't sound like too egregious. It wasn't. He kicked a bunch of ninjas' asses and then he died. Yeah. No, it was like he was like on a walk and still went out on top. Oh,
I think my favorite meme though was Chuck Norris died, and then it was just never mind, he's okay, or never mind, he's all right. But yeah.
The only other thing I have for you this week is a new segment. It's called Meagans' Question of the Week, and she wants to know this week: what would you rather be, a Beetlejuice guy, or a Ghostbusters guy? What would you rather be known as?
I gotta say a Ghostbusters guy, just because like I wouldn't have to wear makeup, and I wouldn't have to like, yeah, I think there would be a lot more like a Ghostbusters guy. You'd be like a dork running around in like the full jumpsuit, and you'd have to have like the proton pack and stuff. But like if you're a Beetlejuice guy, like yeah, I mean yeah, you're kind of fucked either way. But I would say I'd rather be a Ghostbusters guy.
See, the Ghostbuster nerd carrying a proton pack really turns me off. Yeah. I don't want to be a Beetlejuice guy. I've said it before. I'll say it again. However, I think you can mold being a Beetlejuice guy into being like a goth or like a punk,
like
person.
A clown. Goth
like
clown of
Davey Havoc, basically.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
So I'm gonna go. It's tough to pick to be a Beetlejuice guy. Like to choose to be a Beetlejuice guy. Yeah, that's really
like
tough.
for you to be able to say I'd rather be a Beetlejuice guy. You're just like, you know what? I'm just gonna choose death.
Yeah, no, I'm flipping the script. I'm going to Ghostbusters guy because at least you could be like sarcastic Bill Murray.
Well, also you and I could team up and we get two other guys. We get Swick, we get Dogan, we got 4.
Yeah, we're missing a black guy though.
We'll find one.
Oh, I could sit out and you guys could find a black guy.
There you go.
And there it is. All right, that's all I got for this week. What about you?
I had another incident with a solicitor. Remember, not an incident. I make it sound like it's so much worse. I just more so just wanted to talk about how annoying it's been recently with both. Luckily, the election's done, at least for the primaries, because we have no I've talked about this. I talked about the um, a while ago. There was that kid that was on the Segway that came up to my house that was being a real like jag off, and this one was because the thing now is like whenever you tell someone about no soliciting or whatever, they're just like, "Well, I'm not selling anything." And this guy, he had the audacity to say, "I'm not selling anything. I'm trying to collect data." So he's got a clipboard with all my information on there, which already pisses me off because when he comes to the door, he's like, "Oh, Mr. Goff, you must be the homeowner and the bill, whatever." And it's like the fact that he's like, "Oh, I'm just collecting data." It's like you fucking apparently already have all the data you need, and plus he's got a Sunrun hat on, which is the solar panel company.
Mm.
So it was just like I basically slammed the door on him, and as I'm doing this, he's putting his hands up like he can't understand like why I'm like upset. And it's also Friday at like 7 p.m. But no,
Wow.
I'm not selling anything. Um, yeah, and then just like the political ones as well. It's just like he just kept through my like the Ring camera. We already voted. It's like, oh,
Wow.
I'm like, well, if you got a second, fuckers.
We
Yeah, I don't
recently had
know.
the religious ones. Hey, we
Oh,
just wanted you to know that there's a church in the neighborhood over here, and I think Megan answered, and I think she just yelled "Hail Satan" at them or something. I don't really remember what she did,
did
but
she
she
really
was
do? I hope she did that.
no, she's
Hmm.
too sweet for that. But
Oh, you know what else I got? I'm so sorry. Are
no,
you
you're good.
okay? So last week, I talked about how my neighbors both passed away. Rest in peace. So now there's been another situation with the police. So now I really think there's something going on over like a struggle over the estate with like because again, and it was the same police officers too. So I wonder if it was just like Johnson, Murray, get your ass back out there. Da, da, da. But same situation. It was like the same woman and man in the parking or in the driveway that couldn't get into the house for some reason. And I wonder if it's just the police have to be there to, supervise basically while they're just picking stuff up. But anyway, what I wanted to say, we have not seen the person, but someone is living in that house. We don't like it's probably a family member, I'm guessing. My guess would that be that it's like one of their kids or something. And they're like, hey, like one of the single kids, it's like, hey, do you want to just go live in this house until we sell it? So it's really weird because it's one of the people who passed away, it's one of their cars. So we'll like hear it coming down the street. And it's like
Wow.
like loud ass bass, but then it just goes right into the garage. So I can never see the person that's driving. So this
Yeah,
is
that's
this is quite
that's
the mystery.
interesting.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't think it's anything like it's not someone illegally there, but it's just
Yeah.
kind of like I don't want any young ruffian on my block. I like being the youngest guy.
Me and
At
Megan were in
45.
your neighborhood this weekend, literally driving past your
Yeah.
house,
I really wish
and
you would have stopped by.
we considered just stopping by because we were talking about the Sebastian Maniscalco bit where he talks about how
Oh, yeah.
people used to stop by. Hey, I was in the neighborhood or whatever. And then the other thing we were gonna do was just we were gonna go to your house and then go in front of your dead neighbor's house and pretend like we were looking at it to
Oh
like
my
buy it.
God.
And I was gonna text you, look outside, and we were just gonna be in their driveway. I'm gonna be like peeing in the bush or whatever. But
I
instead, we
probably
just
would have caused
didn't.
the scene. I would have run out
Yeah.
screaming, cheering.
Instead, we just went to a craft fair and then went home. So equally as fun.
Did you guys actually go to Overweiss though?
No, we didn't.
Oh my God.
We
You
turned
lied to
on
me on like all aspects.
we turned on Lambert. Are you close
Hmm.
off of
Yes,
Lambert?
I am. I could probably throw a rock and it would hit Lambert right now. That's
Yeah,
not true, but
Lambert, and then you
no, but
turn
driving, I'm like a minute and a
yeah.
half from Lambert.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe next time.
Yeah,
So
hopefully.
all right,
Anyway.
and that takes us to thumbs up, thumbs down. We were talking about
Ooh.
stuff that we're putting inside ourselves, whether it's food or art or heavy machinery, whatever it
Yeah,
is. This
heavy
is when we
machinery.
talk about it. I'm gonna go first. I got two things. Then they're
Okay.
both comedy specials.
Ooh.
That's right. I did no sort of Sasha trying to figure out old movies.
That's all right.
week.
I've realized that whenever we start a new segment on this show, it lasts 1 or 2 episodes, and that's it. The only
Yeah.
thing that's stuck around is our BS segments, thumbs up, thumbs down, and then our top 3, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing is one
So
segment.
that's it.
So
Yeah,
it's
pretty
just
much.
that's how it goes. So 2 comedy specials I watched this weekend. First and foremost, Mark Normand, one of the, if not my favorite stand-up comedian, has another Netflix special. It's called None Too Pleased. It came out on March 17th, so St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
2 years ago on St. Patrick's Day, he played Chicago and recorded the last special that he did. And me and Megan went to that live taping.
I remember you talking about that.
It was pretty cool. This special is just continuing to be Mark Normand. It's pretty dirty. It's got some controversial stuff in there. It's nothing crazy. It's all well thought out with great jokes. And I loved it. It's very good. I wouldn't call it his greatest work. It's definitely not his worst work. It's absolutely worth watching. If you like filthy comedy, he's one of the best. So Mark Normand, None Too Pleased, big thumbs up. And then the other one is a little bit more interesting because I don't think I've talked about him on this show. But it's a guy named Derrick Stroup, and his comedy special is called Nostalgic. And this guy is probably our age, like roughly our age. And I've known about him for about a year, I want to say. He's one of the random comedians that show up on your Instagram feed. He showed up on mine. And I heard him talk, and immediately I just go, because I'm a hater. That's what I do. I immediately just hate. I go, oh, this guy's a Nate Bargatze ripoff, right? You know Nate Bargatze. He's big. He's playing stadiums. He's doing all kinds of stuff. And big eyes. Yes, big eyes. Dumb eyes.
Yeah, just acknowledge it, so I'll stop.
I thought you were staring at me on the screen. I was like, what is happening?
I was trying to
and then I realized
my eyes pop.
What you were doing. But so I thought this guy was like a poor man's Nate Bargatze, which is also kind of funny because he does open for Nate Bargatze at stadiums currently. But he is his own thing. So like the first reel I remember watching, I was like, oh, here's this ripoff guy. And by the end of the clip, I was like, that was pretty funny. Let me watch another one. I watched 2, 3 more of his clips, and they were hilarious. And I absolutely loved them. So I followed him immediately. And then, he gets lost in the Instagram shuffle. Like, I don't, you just, if things pop up and you see him, you're like, oh yeah, this guy again. Cool. Well, I've talked before on this podcast about the app that I have, Mint Comedy, that is every Thursday they do a live show from the Comedy Cellar in New York. And this guy is currently living in New York. Even though he's got a Southern accent, he's from Alabama. He's currently living in New York. And he is a regular on this show that I watch on the app. So I've seen him now 4 or 5 times do 15-minute sets live at Comedy Cellar, which is cool. And I don't want to say every time he murders and I'm crying, laughing or whatever, but every single time he's very good. And I'm just like, I am a fan of this guy. So this came out on Netflix as well, Derrick Stroup Nostalgic. And I was excited to watch it. Turn it on, watch the whole thing. And I'm a big Mark Normand fan. I'm going to say this special is better than the new Mark Normand special. And I'm a huge Mark Normand guy, but from Mark Normand, it's kind of like what I expected. And from Derrick Stroup, it's like the first time I'm seeing the full hour of what he can do. Yeah. And I thought it was really, really good. If you were a blue collar boy like we are, I think you're going to like this guy. I think anyone who listens to this podcast would like this guy. And he kind of, he's our age. He's got this Southern accent, but he's not like a stereotype. He's not like a like Reba McEntire. Yeah, he's it's just like very well thought out jokes, great stuff. He's got his own kind of delivery. He's very loud. He yells. He's clearly pissed off about stuff. He's almost like a Southern Lewis Black a little bit. He's got a 15-minute bit on drinking, like towards the end of his special. That is just I mean, I couldn't stop laughing. Like it hits home. If you're a drinker, if you're a big drinker, if you've ever drank and drove, like this is, and he's like, I know it's not right. It's not the good thing to do, but there is such a funny turn in this story. He talks about it. I'm not going to ruin it, but it's the Bert Kreischer part of the story that I was on the floor. It was absolutely fantastic. And so I can't give enough thumbs up to Derrick Stroup, Nostalgic, on Netflix. Check it out. You're not going to be disappointed, I don't think.
Okay.
And even Megan liked it, and she hates all Southern people. So, and also that's a rumor that I'm currently starting. So, what do you got?
Love it. All right, I've got 4 things actually, and one of them is stand-up. Ricky Velez, you familiar? I feel like
No.
he's okay. So he's like a writer. He was in that movie. I doubt you saw, but The King of Staten Island with Pete Davidson. Are you familiar with that? Okay, so he's like the best friend. I'm sure you do, because like even I'm
I know this guy.
Okay, I can picture it, but either way, same exact thing. Yesterday, I was just on Instagram, and one thing came up, and that led to 3, 4, 5 more, and then me watching just like YouTube, like some of his like comedy like clips, and hysterical. I mean, like he, I don't know. He kind of reminded me of that guy. I think it was Ralph Barbosa. I think that was his name. I talked about him a few months ago, but just kind of had like a Hispanic, but like almost like a stoner kind of delivery to things, and not like quite the what's his name? Shane Gillis, like laugh with his jokes, but I mean like I think he'll laugh after the crowd's laughing. Like, I don't know. I mean, like I don't really mind it as much as you do, but I thought he was hysterical. So Ricky Velez, nothing really particular, just check him out.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't watch a special or anything. All right, few movies, and these are all movies I've seen before. Well, 2 of them, and I'm sure you've seen them too. The first one is Tropic Thunder. I haven't seen this movie like since it came out. This is the one where Robert Downey Jr. was black. You know, that was like probably the biggest takeaway from the movie.
I've never seen it.
So it's got all the, Ben Stiller. It's pretty much got like all the Judd Apatow guys. You've got like your Danny McBride. But anyway, it's got a really good cast. Great cast. Tom Cruise actually kind of steals the scene, and I don't really care for Tom Cruise, but he actually plays a movie executive in this, and he's just like foul-mouthed and screaming and so vulgar and everything, and it's like it just seems like Tom Cruise would be better then. So it's kind of nice seeing him do this. But other than that, I didn't really care for this movie. Like, this movie is super popular and I love everyone in it, and I feel like I've quoted this movie and like I've laughed with people who have quoted it, but now watching it again, it's like, I don't know. I don't think it's as good as everyone else does apparently, but like in Robert Downey Jr. playing a black guy, like it was kind of funny, but like even in the movie it just gets dumb after a while, like his voice and everything. And then the other black guy in the movie like constantly having to correct him and stuff. It's like, okay, it's funny a few times. Anyway, it's like a 20-year-old movie and who cares? But speaking of the similar vein, a lot of the same actors and probably just as old, Superbad with Jonah Hill and Michael Cera. You've seen this, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. This is still a classic. This movie is fucking great. One thing I've picked up, and I think I've noticed, because I've watched, if this movie's on, I'll watch it. So I've seen it a few times in the last few years at least, but Jonah Hill is basically fucking insufferable in this. Like, I've noticed as I've gotten older, he's just a piece of shit. Like, I get like him and Michael Cera are supposed to just be kind of like, it's almost like American Pie, like they're trying to get laid and everything, but like how selfish his character is in this movie, and it's just like it gets annoying. Like, he's funny, don't get me wrong, his character's hilarious, but like as a person, you're like, fuck this guy. It's just like, God, Jonah Hill sucks in this movie.
I recently saw this movie, I'll say within the past like year or two, and I still liked it. It was still very funny, but it's like weird watching a movie where, like you're saying, Jonah Hill's just trying to get laid and they're like teenagers. And I'm just like, it's not that great to watch, like be watching. Like it's fine because there's hilarious stuff.
Well, so we grew up with it though, I feel. So
but yeah, and like American Pie was our version of it. And I'm like, well, what if I watch American Pie now? Am I going to feel the same way? You know what I mean? Like these teenager things. I watched some movie. and we definitely talked about it on this podcast, and it was kind of the same thing. It was supposed to be a coming of age, whatever, and it's just like, I don't know that I'm that interested. It ended with like a musical. Like, what is this? But
well, the thing you have to remember is that these people who are high schoolers are actually probably like in their mid-20s when they're actually doing the acting. So that's good.
Well, and I'll tell you where McLovin is right now. Do you know what McLovin does currently?
No, I have no idea.
McLovin, obviously the star of this movie.
Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
He is the bass player for Ben Queller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just thought I'd throw that out.
Interesting.
Just thought I'd throw that out.
Good stuff. Good little info there. All right. We got one more movie. I have never seen this movie. All right. This is a movie called Big Stan. You ever heard of this? Rob Schneider, 2008. All right. So we're currently watching this at work. I just had to throw it on my list because this movie's so fucking bad. And I had to write down, what is a good movie that Rob Schneider is in that he's the lead?
Oh, there's not one.
There's none. There are none. Like, he is great when he's in a movie for like 10% of it. You know, like if he's Adam Sandler's next door neighbor, or, you know.
He's easy to make fun of too, because especially now, just the type of person that he is, you're like, okay, you've done nothing good. You know, like it's easy to say that. Yeah. But if you legitimately just like sit back and try to go through his stuff, it's like, no, none of this is worth watching.
Episode, I mean, like, without spoiling anything, it's just it brought together so well, like, what the hell was going on the entire first season, like how all the weirdness of like the innies and the outies and everything, and like the way that it's so hard to explain without ruining it. Like you were a big fan of this, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So anyway, Severance season 1, episode 9, The We Are is what it's called.
Yeah, that show is pretty insane, and I didn't like season 2 as much as season 1. I felt like it was just there, and they were stretching as much as they could. But the end of season 2, I was right back in. I'm like, can't wait to see next year.
Yep. Yeah.
My number 2 is going to be, I don't think you like this episode, but it is from the TV show The Bear, and it is the episode called Fishes. Fishes? Does that sound familiar? It is the dinner episode, which is just anxiety in television form for 1 hour. It's arguing and fighting and crying and yelling and all over food, and a fight happens, and
a car drives through a window.
It's everything, and it is just it's like a holiday type episode. I believe it's in the middle of the season.
It is season 2. I have it written down because I have it on another list.
Oh, yeah.
It's season 2, episode 6.
Yeah, so right in the middle of their season, and it is just whether you like it or not, it doesn't really matter. It's clearly a interesting, well done piece of
it's great acting. Great. And you know what though? Like, my takeaway from that episode was like, man, I really like John Mulaney.
I was just gonna say, and you have John Mulaney, you have Saul, what's his name? Bob Odenkirk, you have Jamie Lee Curtis, you have the Bear,
Chris Elliott's daughter.
everybody, and they're just top of their game. Love it.
All right, my number, what are we on?
2,
right? My number 2, where am I? Oh, okay, this is The Wire, season 3, episode 11. It's called Middle Ground. I'm gonna spoil stuff here because this show is long over, but one of the main villains up to this point, played by Idris Elba, Stringer Bell, he gets killed in this episode, and it was just such a fucking big deal because, again, like, he was kind of the top dog at that point, and it's like, how's the show gonna go on? But it was an awesome episode because of that, and then there was also the other kind of like his like kind of co-mob boss, Avon Barksdale, who was his best friend. Like, they just kind of they were like part of a crime syndicate together, and then they just kind of started growing apart, and then by the end it was like Stringer, the guy who gets killed, he knew that his friend was like giving him up to basically be murdered. So it was just like a fantastic episode as far as the acting and everything. And then one of my favorite scenes. There's this guy Cuddy. He's like a whatever. He just got fresh out of prison, and he asks this dude for all this money to open up a boxing ring and or like a boxing thing in New York, and not New York, Baltimore, but he's like scared to ask the guy for 7 grand, and he's like, yeah, and everyone starts laughing, and he's like, yeah, give him 15K. But I don't know, it's like a dumb part, but like I just always love that because like yeah, you ask for all this money and you think it's like too much, and that's like fucking nothing to these guys, like these drug kingpins. But the Wire is just a hard one for me because I haven't watched it in so long, but it is one of my favorite shows. So just trying to go back, like you said about The Sopranos, it's like besides that one, it's like, well, yeah, there's like so many that at the end I was like, holy shit, that was great. But it's like, but I can't think of them right now.
Yeah.
So that's the one I'm gonna say.
I've never seen The Wire. I've heard amazing things from people, and I've tried to watch it a couple times, and I haven't gotten into it. I'll try again.
To each his own.
2050. Which leads to my number one, which I'm going back to The Sopranos. It's my favorite.
Okay.
I just love The Sopranos. I considered Breaking Bad like episodes in this spot too, because I think that's right up there with The Sopranos. Yeah. But Sopranos to me might be like the first drama I ever really cared to like, if that makes sense. So if you don't want any spoilers, if you're someone who's never watched The Sopranos before, turn this down for a second or for a minute or whatever, because I'm going to spoil something here. But
it's just like on the video though, it's you like,
yeah, no, we just fade to black. That's it.
Yeah.
So spoiler alert is there if you need it. But anyway, the episode that I'm talking about here is called Long-Term Parking, and it is the death of Christopher Moltisanti's wife or girlfriend, Adriana. After they found out that she's been an FBI informant for a very long time, Tony basically orders her killed, and it's done, and she gets taken. And the way that it's done is just incredible. She has no clue that she's going. She's being taken in a car. She thinks she's being driven somewhere to meet up with other people, whatever.
Oh no, they told her Christopher was in an accident. So it was like even worse that they like to get her that way.
There you go. And so they start driving. Oh my God. And then all of a sudden the roads are no longer highways. They start turning into the forest. And when she realizes what's going to happen, it's just so intense and insane and crazy, because she's a main character of this show that you've known this whole time, and she's not the like she didn't do anything bad.
That's
she was
the
just,
thing.
She
with
she
her,
was kind
you're
of
just
tricked
like, come
into
on.
it.
It's like she better go. That's
and Christopher is the piece of shit. Like,
I actually, when you were getting to Christopher's wife, I thought you were gonna say his, because like his was pretty like, holy shit, that one too.
Spoiler. Yeah. And so they're both great. And so that's my number one.
Okay. My number one, this one was an easy one for me, and it is from The Walking Dead. This is season 5, episode 1. It's called No Sanctuary. So anyone listening, Shug, if you're listening, I know you'll remember this one because I called you right after this episode and was just like, holy fuck, dude, did you watch that? This, for anyone, like I said, Walking Dead fans, this is the one after when they leave the prison and the whole group's broken up and they end up at Terminus. So this is a place where there's signs everywhere and they're telling people, it's like, hey, come here for salvation. It's actually just a bunch of people who are cannibals and they just like take people and eat them. So this episode is Rick Grimes and his group just getting in there, and one of them who didn't get captured. It's just like some Rambo shit going on here. I mean, Carol, she comes in and just saves everyone, and it's awesome. It's just such an awesome episode. This one too, because my mom used to watch The Walking Dead. I remember she told me, because in the beginning of this episode, there's a scene where people are getting hit in the back of the head with a baseball bat and then having their throat slit just so they can bleed out into tubs, to be drained and eaten, whatever. And my dad walked up or whatever when my mom was watching this, and he was just like, you guys are fucking sick. And he just walked outside. But
I agree with your dad.
Yeah, I mean, it's The Walking Dead was so good when it was good, but I mean, it went on for too long. But yeah, season 5, episode 1, No Sanctuary, one of my obviously favorite TV episodes of all time.
Okay, so then let's do our top 3 favorite comedy episodes here, sitcoms or other. I'm going to start things off with my number 3,
Okay.
which is an episode called Strikeout in the TV show is King of Queens. I love me some King of Queens. It's arguably my favorite sitcom of all time. This particular episode is like part of a 3-part thing. There's strike 1, strike 2, and then strike out is the last thing.
Okay.
So he works for like a UPS style trucking company called IPS and International Parcel Service. And they go on strike. And so the first episode is like he accidentally, like he bought a brand new car and then his company went on strike and hilarity ensues and he doesn't want to keep the car now. And how can we afford it? Blah, blah, blah. The second one, I don't remember what happens. And then the third one is a hilarious one where the strike's been going on. They're growing weird facial hair just because they have the time to try it. And it turns out Kevin James, his friend Deacon, who's a large black guy who has like a 1-year-old kid strapped to him at all times, and then Jerry Stiller. The 3 of them are basically like just they're bored and they're hanging out together, and so they become like this little gang, and they terrorize the neighborhood as the 3 of them.
That's awesome.
And it is absolutely tremendous comedy. And one of those episodes where like if it's on, I'm finishing this one. I want to watch it again. There's so much good stuff. And at the end, the strike is over and they have to go back to work. And so the fun is over. And they're like, well, we're supposed to be doing this. They were thinking this was the new way. And then now it is no longer the way.
That's awesome.
That's my number 3.
Nice. All right. I'm just trying to, because I got a couple notables I'll go through fast when we get there. But let's start with, I'm going to do Parks and Rec, season 4, episode 8. This episode is called Smallest Park. Not like the funniest episode, but this is the episode, and yeah, I'm a sucker for romance. This is the episode where like Ben and Leslie officially, like finally get together after like a whole season of will they, won't they. Yeah, and it's just, it's the way that it happens because you think that it's going to be, because they work together and it's just like, hey, we can't do this or one of us has to quit. And you think it's going to go that way. And then they just kind of flip the thing and it's like, well, what if we don't? And then you're just like, holy shit. So,
what I like about their, romance or whatever, it's way better than Jim and Pam, because I think when Jim and Pam finally get together, they become unlikable. Like they become
at times, yeah. I'll admit
for
that.
sure.
Definitely, I'll admit that. Yeah, Ben and Leslie, I think were just an awesome couple because, like with Jim and Pam too, they put unnecessary drama in there in season 9 where you're like, what the fuck? Are you gonna break these two up? Like, what are we doing here? With Ben and Leslie, it was never any question, so that was great.
My number 2 is from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Okay. It is the episode Mac and Dennis move to the suburbs. It is in season 11.
Okay, I definitely haven't seen that.
So this is a bet between Danny DeVito's character and Dennis of like, can you last living can you last living in the suburbs? He's like, there's no way you can I can outlast you living over here, blah blah blah. And so Mac and Dennis go to this suburban home to live there. And it just absolutely drives them crazy. The commute to work, the beeping of the smoke detector, the neighbor who's friendly every day when you're pulling into your house, the same food being eaten every day. Mac's preparing him his famous mac and cheese or whatever. It's stupid. But it is one of the funniest episodes. And just Dennis, in any episode where Dennis just completely like freaks out, that's the best. He's an incredible actor, and that episode is top notch. So
I love. Dennis is so pretentious too. I love it. It's fantastic. Yeah. All right, my number 2. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna go with Arrested Development, season 2, episode 6. Just like the bear. This one is called Afternoon Delight. I just happened to kind of popped this episode on the other day. And another show that one of my favorite comedies, but like in my head, I'm thinking of so many hilarious scenes, and it's like I don't remember what episode that's from because I haven't watched it in a while. But Afternoon Delight, I did watch the other day, so I'm just kind of like because it's got the amazing scene with Job giving his sexual harassment speech, which
Yeah.
you watch it on YouTube if you haven't seen it. It's also got Black Friday where George Senior fires everyone after he helps them unload their office, and then at the company party, Michael, Jason Bateman's character, and his niece, maybe played by Alia Shawkat, sing Afternoon Delight together because he's like, hey, let's do some karaoke. Just pick the first one in there. So Afternoon Delight's the first one alphabetically. And they're up there singing it, and people are making faces, and then they kind of start realizing what they're saying. And it's just like, oh shit. And then later on in the episode, Lindsay and what's his name? George Michael try to get back at them, so they start singing the song too, not knowing what it means.
I feel like that's also the episode where Job is like talking about how much money his suit costs.
Yes, it is. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy with the guy with the
The price just keeps going up.
It just keeps going. Yeah, it's so good.
No, and recency bias is a thing, by the way, because
it totally.
Yeah, my number one is going to be a. Can I go on? Did you have more?
Did you a couple potent notables? Are you okay with that, or
I got to do my number one?
Okay. I didn't know I started. I'm sorry.
Office dinner party.
That's my number one.
Oh, there you go.
I swear to God. Yep, season 4.
Okay, so this is a total recency bias because The Office is on all the time.
Yeah.
And anytime this episode is on, you got to sit and you got to pay attention because it is it's funny. Michael Scott and his flat screen TV, like 10 inches or whatever. The what's her name?
I think Joni and I's favorite part, the one we do all the time whenever she's cooking, is when Jan opens the oven and she's like, not even close. And it's like 8:00. And then when Pam walks in too and she gives her the bottle of wine and she's like, oh, great, I'll use this for cooking. Dwight shows up with his 80-year-old, like, and he's like, he's just like, it's strictly carnal, their relationship.
And by the way, she was in Donnie Darko, that lady.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, looked exactly the same. It was pretty crazy. No, but also Jan being like not liking Pam.
Yeah,
like thinking that Pam is hitting on Michael at work. Like that's the part of it.
The song,
the
too.
Hunter, the song,
the Hunter.
Yeah,
you took me by the hand, and how she's trying to get Jim to dance with her, and he's just like sitting. One of my favorite ones too is just like when they're playing charades, how Jim's fucking with Michael. Tom Cruise, like just that is an awesome scene, and then the blooper reel for it also is so good too. It's like
it's just every consistently good throughout. No bad parts. One of the best episodes.
Michael dipping his steak in his wine so it's softer. They've got a tarp over the screen because he ran through the doors because he heard the ice cream man.
He's got the St. Pauli's girl sign lit up behind him.
Oh, it's so good. And then the way he gets them to come over too. Remember, he makes it seem like corporate's gonna make them work tonight. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's just like, you said you guys don't have plans, so they have to go in. It's so good. Yeah, awesome episode. So
all right, so I also cut you off for drama potent notables. So if you have any of those, give me your drama and your comedy.
For drama, real quick, the only one I had just Lost, actually. The very first episode of Lost, I remember. I don't think a show has hooked me like that. The ending of Lost didn't go so well, but the very first one was awesome. And then for comedy, I got a few quickly. Community season 1, episode 23, Modern Warfare. This was the first of 3 paintball episodes where the whole campus just goes nuts, and I mean it's just so over the top, but just so awesome, and the references are great and they're shot well. Chappelle's Show season 2, episode 4 and 5. These were the true Hollywood stories. The first one was Rick James. The second one was Prince. Those were both amazing. And then this one I actually just wrote down because I remembered. Superstore, a season 6, episode 1 called Essential. This one was all about COVID, And it was just so good for I mean, like, if you watch it now, I don't know how funny it'll be. But when this actually came out, like when COVID was kind of wrapping up, because this season was, like, they actually filmed most of this season wearing masks. Like, they were very, like, meta. Like, they were doing
Mhm.
COVID during the show. So it was awesome. So it was really well. So that's it.
Okay. My potent notables, I have 2 episodes of BoJack Horseman, which one of them is called Fish Out of Water, that is basically entirely underwater.
Okay.
And you can either only hear noises like that sound like they're underwater, or you can't hear him talking at all. And there's kind of like a love interest in it that he's chasing after trying to apologize for something he did. So, and then there's a part with like a baby seahorse that gets lost that attaches to him, and then he's like just trying to leave it, but he can't because it's a baby seahorse. So it's like an emotional episode, and then it ends in just like a stupid, dumb, funny twist, which is a lot of episodes of BoJack Horseman are like that. And that episode to me, when I saw it for the first time, mine was blown because there's no dialogue, there's no words. Like, it's crazy.
I think this was one of the selling points you tried to get me to. I'll watch it one of these days, but yeah, you've told me about this episode.
And then the other one is the funeral episode where his mom dies. And literally the entire episode is his eulogy to his mom, who he had like a tough relationship with.
Okay.
And so it's like up and down and funny and, heartbreaking. And then, of course, the twist at the end, which I'm not going to spoil because, it's not a show I think that a lot of people have watched. But if you like seek out those 2 episodes just to watch those 2, that's all you really need to watch. If you like those 2, then you can watch the rest of it. But they're great. There's an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond, which is just I love the show. A lot of people think it's bland, but to me, it's just like classic comedy, where his parents tell everybody that they're moving, which is like what the whole show is about. The parents live across the street, and it's like annoying, and they're always just walking over, and they're butting their heads, and whatever. There comes an episode where they're like, we're leaving. And the excitement that the rest of them have that they have to pretend that they don't have is hilarious. There's a scene with the refrigerator that the big brother throws his wife into onto the fridge, like lifts her in joy on top of the fridge celebrating. And then Raymond tries to do it with his wife, but just throws her into the fridge. She bounces off. But just like how happy they are about it is great. And then there's another King of Queens episode that I really love, that him and Deacon make a lot of money, like gambling on whatever it was that they put money on. And so they made all this money, and they don't want to tell their wives or whatever. They're like, we'll just spend it like all in one day. We'll just have this crazy day. And so it's like them going around and trying to spend all this money. And then they count it, and they still have like 95% of the money. Like they haven't spent anything. And then the episode ends with like Eddie Money is playing saxophone in his living room. He paid to have Eddie Money just come play saxophone. And then he's like, all right, you got to get out of here. And he's just like throwing cash at them.
Was this like a fever dream episode, or did this really happen in the episode? Like
No, really happened in the episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very, very well done. And so that takes us to our least favorite 3 episodes of whatever. So I'm going to start with number 3, Shocker. I got a shocker for you.
Uh-oh.
Because these 3 are 3 of my, they're up there for me, favorite TV shows of all time. King of Queens.
Okay. All
right. Rules of Engagement.
Okay.
Which features Putty from Seinfeld.
And David
the
Spade.
mom from Grounded for Life, David Spade, and others. Oliver Oliver Hudson. That's the one.
Hudson.
And then Mike and Molly, which is Melissa McCarthy and that other funny guy.
Okay.
All 3 of these episodes, all 3 of these series finales. All 3 of these series finales on all of these, which are CBS shows, are not exact, but the same ending for all 3 shows.
Okay.
The King of Queens did it first, And then I think Mike and Molly did it a couple years later, and then Rules of Engagement did a couple years later, and they all did the same ending to the show, which was the pregnancy that turns into like, we can't have a kid for a certain reason. Oh, it's a health reason, blah, blah, blah. We're going to adopt. We're going to do whatever. And as they adopt the kid, they find out that they're pregnant, and that's how the show ends.
Really?
Every single one of those.
Specific? Are you serious?
Yes. So all of them end with 2 kids when they thought they were having one that they were adopting or whatever. And it bothers me so much because I love all of those shows.
Bothers me. Jeez.
Yeah. And it's like
oddly specific.
Yeah, a little bit too. So in King of Queens, they're going to adopt a kid in China. They come back, they find out she's also pregnant. In Rules of Engagement, she has a surrogate mother who has, because they were trying for so long, they couldn't have a baby. Surrogate has the baby. She finds out she's pregnant. Mike and Molly, I don't remember which one it was. I think it had to be adopted. Adopted a kid, and then whatever. They're all the same, and I hate it.
Wow.
And those are some of my favorite shows, and I can't believe that they all have the same ending. Like, what a crappy.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, so was that your 3, 2, and 1, or was that just your number 3?
Combining it into my number 3.
Okay, cool. All right, my number 3 is also a finale. It's the finale for Dexter. I looked on IMDb. This had like a 4.6 or like a 5.6 or something, which is just insane because that show, I think, had like an 8.0 overall. Wow. This ending was just awful, and they ended up rebooting the show, I think, just because so many people were just like, I mean, for money, obviously. But the way it went out, I mean, like there was like a hurricane coming, and he just kind of like in Sons of Anarchy, how Jax just drove his fucking motorcycle into an oncoming big rig. Dexter like took a boat out into like terrible waters, and it's like, oh, he died, and then it just ends with the stinger of it's like, no, he's living in like a boating town, and he has a huge beard now. It was just fucking dumb. Like that show, it went like 2 or 3 too many seasons. It was awesome when it first started, but yeah, that finale was awful. Remember the Monsters, season 8, episode 12.
My number 2 is not going to be a specific show, but it is going to be any show that you want to choose that has done a clip show. If you've done a clip show, that's trash. I've thought that's been trash since day one.
Okay.
It's a waste of a writing time.
It is. It's
a crappy episode. No one ever remembers clip shows. And so I'm taking every clip show from every show ever as my number 2.
You know what, though? What could be the ultimate, probably worst one, because it was a series finale? It was Seinfeld, was a clip episode. The whole thing was just flashbacks.
And I've said Seinfeld sucks since day one.
It was like a good premise because it's like, it was just showing how awful these people are. But yeah, it was like, we've seen all this. So it's kind of a bummer. But yeah, okay, I love that. So just the idea of clip episodes.
Yep.
Yeah.
All of them.
All right. Love it. All right. My number 2, you talked about it. I'm not going to get into it. It's the Bear season 2, episode 6, Fishes. This, like you said, the anxiety and everything, it hit me to where like I was fast forwarding a lot through this episode. I mean, like I try to avoid conflict in life so much that even sometimes on TV shows, it just makes me uncomfortable. And this episode it was too much for me, to where like I was like, anytime Jamie Lee Curtis came on, I was like ready to fast forward. It's like, all right, she's got like a minute. Let's see if she's going to be good or not. The acting, like you said, in this episode was fantastic. The cast was awesome, but I mean, it was just like, yeah, I mean, like just insane. I mean, like insane. And yeah, so that's my number 2. A fantastic TV show, but I mean, like I just, yeah. Oh, God,
I could get it. I mean,
weird feelings with that episode.
I understand.
Sorry. Like chicken.
Yeah, totally understand the fact that it could be something that you don't want to watch.
Yeah, it's like triggering also. I think I've been in like arguments, or I've been around arguments like that where it's like, not a car driving through the wall, but okay.
So my number 1 is very similar to my number 2. I'm going every television show that has ever been a musical that is not a musical. If you're a show that's done a musical, that episode sucks
Yeah.
balls.
Like if you're not Glee, yeah.
Yeah. And if you're Glee,
can't
you
get
just
away
suck
with it.
the entire show. All these shows have musicals, and some of the greatest shows ever have musicals. And I will not watch them because they're horrible and I hate musicals. And that's it. And by the way, I found out Scrubs, which seems to be some people who listen to this podcast think that's better than King of Queens. That had a musical.
Yeah.
Guess what didn't?
King of Queens.
Just saying, just throwing it out there. It's the new MacGyver Fonz. Pick a side.
You gotta pick up your mic and drop it. Unscrew it from its thing and drop it.
I will not do it.
All right, my number one. We're going back to The Office, season 6, episode 12. Scott's Tots.
Oh, this is. Let me guess. This is kind of similar to the Bear, where it's like it's not necessarily bad, but it's just cringy.
It's the tension. You've seen it, correct?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah.
A million
This
times.
is an episode that it's funny because like I'm not bragging, but like I talk about it all the time, how much I watch The Office. I mean, like I have seen this episode significantly less than any other episode on there to where when I watch it, there are things that I forget about. When every other episode of The Office, it's like, yeah, I know it by like the back of my hand, but this one, and I've watched it recently and it never gets easier because you just feel so awful for those kids. I mean, it's like, for anyone who doesn't know, Michael Scott, he tells these kids when they're in like 5th grade, he's like, when you guys, I'm going to pay for every one of you to go to college. So then that day finally comes where they're all ready to graduate. And he just tells them, he's like, I can't do it. I don't have any money. So he buys like books for one of them. So it's terrible. It's cringy. It's a well-written episode, but I mean, it's just, so I'll quickly do my potent notables. Horror TV show From. I'm just going to throw all of season 3 in there. It was fucking terrible. Season 4 is starting soon, and I don't even want to watch it. Don't even care. Welcome to Derry, season 1, episode 8, Winter Fire. This was just such a disappointment to me. The Pennywise show, I was looking forward to it so much, and I just thought it was awful. The finale was terrible. And this one is actually more kind of funny, just the story behind it, because I do remember this. South Park season 2, episode 1. Terrence and Phillip in Not Without My Anus. Okay. Sounds weird, right? Yeah. This was the episode. I don't know if you remember this. I don't know if you were into South Park. Season 1 ended with a huge cliffhanger where they're like, we're going to find out who Cartman's dad is. So the whole thing is, oh, we're coming back. We're coming back. See, the first episode, we're going to tell you who Cartman's dad is. Unfortunately, that episode came out on April 1st, April Fool's Day. So instead, they put this episode with Terrence and Phillip that had nothing to do with Eric Cartman at all. Just a completely idiotic episode. And I was one of the people that was like, what the fuck? Like, just pissed. So they did end up doing it in the next episode. They showed who Cartman's mom was. Spoiler, Cartman's dad is also his mom because she's a hermaphrodite. That was the big thing. So people were also kind of pissed about that it was like, I don't know, people were hoping it would be Chef or something like that. But I put that as a worst just because it was like, how it was like, you sons of bitches. And plus, actually, the episode was kind of stupid from what I remember.
All right. We have an email here from our dear friend Al from Melmac. I'm going to go through really quick. I wanted to read it after our stuff because I know there's some crossover in it for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So he goes, this was a challenge for me. Wow. Top 3 comedy. Simpsons, the Hank Scorpio episode.
Oh, that is good. That's a good one.
Potent notable is the Mark McGuire. Want to watch me sock some dingers?
The best part is that he says sock some dingers.
Yeah. Here's number 2. Simpsons stars John Waters as a gay man, and Homer tries to confirm Bart's heterosexuality.
Very good episode.
Number 1, Chappelle's Show. Yeah. I'm Rick James, bitch. And then the next episode being the Prince shirts versus blouses.
I don't remember those being back-to-back episodes, but
me neither.
Awesome.
Potent notables. He says South Park Scott Tenorman must die. But the intro to other character episodes like Towley and Mr. Hanky. Yeah. I don't remember which episode that was. I'm not a big South Park guy.
I remember I'm Tenorman, kind of getting into it. I believe Tenorman is the episode where he actually gets this kid to like eat his parents. Like Cartman
Wow.
somehow like grinds him up or something. Made you eat your parents.
Wow.
Yeah, I
He also
believe that's it.
he also says banana stand episode from Arrested Development.
Hell yeah. There's always money in the banana stand.
This is a really good one too. I like this one. It's Always Sunny, the Shardy McDennis game.
I didn't see that.
This is when they like made up a game to play in the bar, and they have their separate teams going against each other, and it's just like the craziest rules of all time.
Okay.
Great episode. He also says Slap Bet, How I Met Your Mother. I'm gonna disagree with that one without ever having seen it.
That's a really good one, actually.
Because I am closed-minded. He says top 3 dramas for your mamas. Number 3, Better Call Saul. It was called Chicanery. The episode builds tension and you feel for them as they are brothers.
Okay.
I think maybe I only watched the first season of Saul or something like that.
I didn't really like Michael McKean in that show, though, as his brother. As much as I do like Michael McKean, I didn't like him on Better Call Saul.
Number 2, Lost. The episode with the long-haired English guy. And the time traveling stuff, the episode made you feel something. I started to watch this show because of Brian, maybe midway through its inception. It was great.
We watched the finale together. We held hands.
That's beautiful.
We didn't, but we thought about it.
Number 1 best season, TV season of all time, hands down, True Detective season 1. The episode mid-season where it has done it in one shot for the final 8 minutes. I even watched that that season. That was very, very good.
Yeah.
A little too scary for me, and I did not like
it was a little horror-esque.
Potent Notables Barry, the Ron and Lily episode.
I gotta watch
you don't even need to know anything about the show. You can just drop in and watch and laugh your ass off. I think that episode was done by the Coen brothers. If they didn't do it, it's got the same vibe. What else? Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was thinking the Red Wedding, but the best was the Battle of the Bastards.
Battle of the Bastards, yeah. That was a great episode.
The Bear, I would say Forks. That is what I most feel. Which episode is Forks?
He might be thinking of Fishes.
I would say the episode prior on Christmas Eve was called Feast of the Fishes 7 and focuses on the drama, build-up, intensity, blah, blah, blah. What else? Soprano season 3, Pine Barrens, so the Russian one we talked about. Succession, the final season, Connor's wedding, and The Wire. Can't think of one episode that was better than all. That show was amazing through and through. And then he says, bottom 3, anything that is musical or singing. Absolutely. Man after my own heart. Woo! Thank you, Al from Melmac. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And next week's episode, we're going to be doing top 3 and bottom 3 favorite hosts of any kind, any way, any shape, TV, game show, etc. That's what we'll be doing on next week's episode, and we'll figure it out from there. Goff, it's been fun. I got to edit this episode because we've had so many audio and video mess ups. So whatever. Enjoy.
So
and we'll
guys,
see you guys next week.
Sasha did his best later.